Okay, so we're back here at the Astral Temptress, and we're going to get going on just the start of automation here on this ship. There's a lot more to do. It's a very early thing, and we need to like accumulate the resources to be able to set this place up. But right now, we got a full battery. If I turn the mining on, we'll start gathering resources from both directions. As you recall, we have miners on both sides, and we're getting different resources with each one. But you can see the battery drains really quickly. The total demand here while the mining lasers are charging is 426 megawatts. So we need to be able to produce 426 megawatts in order for us to maintain this power. Because once the mining lasers charge up, then the batteries fill very quickly. I've gone in and I've installed a bunch of solar panels right here. And I'm going to continue to do this. Lots and lots of solar is going to be on this vessel because I want to use as little fuel as possible. So that I don't have to keep replenishing the fuel supply here. Now that said, this is a place where I can trade, but this vessel may be better suited being put in a location that can't do that. So perhaps this will be a better place to mine, or this will be a better place to mine, or once I clear it of hostiles, maybe this one will be. So there's things like that we might be able to do instead. But right now I'm kind of setting it up in the shipyard because it's easiest. I've installed 2 fabricators here. And these fabricators each take metal ingots and they produce frames with them. These frames are then over here being made into tracks. So we got these tracks right here, and you can see right there that the stuff just kind of gets put on the track and starts getting sent down. Now, the one thing that is a problem with this is that I don't know as I'm actually watching them because I've never used these before, is I think they get stuck on here. And I'm not sure these guys actually will remove them from the track themselves. So like I can right click them and get rid of that, but I'm not entirely sure how that works to get them off there. It's like if something gets on the track that we don't want. I'm also a little confused as to why they ended up on the track in the first place. So give me a second. Let me watch this because they shouldn't have ended up on the track in the first place. If I go ahead and mine, these guys are going to pop out. I'll shut the miners off now. These guys will bring the resources back. That's the idea. And when they bring the resources back, yeah, we're going to put them on there. Now I'm just going to watch and see what happens when the drones come back and actually come in here. So they should not be getting put on the track. Let's just speed this up. Okay, so they're setting next to the track, which is where they should be. And then guys will go and take them. And if I wanted to make this a little bit better, I could put the drone storage for now. I could put our logistics drone storage like right in. That's gonna be in the way if I put it there. Let's put it over here for now. Okay, and we'll get rid of this too. This precious ore canister is gonna go. So we'll just dismantle this. It's in the way. So we're gonna set up manufacturing here and also manufacturing here, and we obviously can continue this and go into more advanced stuff later. But this is just a very basic setup, right? So we make tracks. The tracks are located here. I'm going to take the small robotic arms. I've got 8 of them. And the small robot arms, they look like this. The little white square slash pyramid, whatever you want to call it, like whatever that shape is. It's a square, right? It's a square, but it's tilted, okay? The white marker is not a diamond. I was going to call it a diamond, but it's not, okay? Either way, it's a square tilted on its axis. That little thing right there is where the arm gets its stuff from, and then it's going to feed it and it's going to put it wherever the arrow is pointing. Okay, and you can rotate it whichever direction you want. Okay, so we're going to place it right in front of this door here, and it should place whatever it takes out of this bay onto the track. We'll do the same thing with there, and then we'll do the same thing here and here. Now we don't need any type of smartness, I'll call it. We don't need any intelligence from these arms. Just take stuff that comes in here and put it on the track. The issue I might have here, though, is what happens if drones come on there? Do the drones end up on the track? It's a possibility. I'm hoping that they don't. If it's so, they'll end up on the track, and then they'll go past our storages and all that stuff, and eventually end up at the end of the line where then a new arm will take them off the track and put them down into storage. That's going to be how I'm going to approach this for now. Okay. So for the time being, why don't we remove this storage line so we can kind of see. I've got a lot of different like oxygen, or I got a lot of different storage areas, right? So just trying to keep people get things out of the way. I think I'll go ahead and eliminate those storages for now. They'll go ahead and clear these things out of the way. Okay. In the meantime, while we're doing this, I want Procyon Cruiser sitting in a nebula because it's low on fuel at this moment. So I'm going to have it go back to the nebula. And just sit in the nebula while we do this. Because it needs fuel. It's running a little bit low here. It's 6,200 now. I'd like to see that it's closer to like 18K. So you're just going to sit here and everything should be okay with you. We got like tons of deuterium. You're not going to run out of power. Your food is crazy high. This is good. You got a decent supply of water for now. Ridiculous amounts of oxygen. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to have to sell oxygen, I think, at this point. But yeah, we've got that. So we'll go back to the astral temperatures for now. All right, so these small storages are what we're going to put raw resources in. Copper minerals is located here. Metallic minerals is located here at the moment. I'm actually kind of thinking I want both of these storages now to be on the same side because there are things we can build later that will take both of those resources. Let's take a look at the recipes really quick. So we're making tracks just by using the frames. That's metal ingots, so fine. But later on, we're going to start making motors. This requires metal ingots and copper ingots being put into a fabricator to create a motor. Energy coils, same thing, right? So we need both of those resources together. Lenses are just precious metals. And that's all I have for the things I need to make in this thing. I guess I can make more robot arms too, which requires motors. Either way, metal ingots seem to always be pretty much on the same side as the copper stuff. So I'm going to put them both on the same side. So we're going to say that the small storage crate, here it is. We're going to stick them both. Let's put a little bit of space between them. I think it's a good idea to put some space between them. And then what we're going to want to do, okay, is we're going to move these. We're going to dismantle at least two of these right now. And what we want is to position the smelters on the other side of the storages. So here's the track. Resources are going to come up here. And then they're going to get taken off of here and placed into storage. They'll have that because of the smart robot arms. Okay, smart robot arms. And these ones are bigger. They require more space. So good thing we see that now. We can go ahead and move these just a little bit further away. So we'll go ahead and get this out of the way for a second. There we go. All the smelters are broken down too. And let's install the arms first. So smart arms are going to go here. And you see again that white indicator is where it's going to pick it up from. It's going to move it over that direction. So we want it to pick it up probably as early as possible. So let's say here. And we could do another one. We could spread it out a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to matter. We'll set it here for now. And then it's on this tile here is where it's going to place the storage. So we want these small storage crates for this. And I know I can rotate it to change its shape. I get it. I want it this shape. So it's a choice. Okay, we make choices. I don't know if this will work. I feel like this, leaving a gap between them is okay because we already had, a gap between this and the track. But again, I've never used this system before, so this is like, I want to look at this and do it with you guys. So, and then once we've done it together, if you're new to the channel, this is kind of how we rock here, okay? We do things together, and then once it's become a routine, then I do it off camera, and I skip the redundancy, the mundaneness of it, of repeating the process. But this is a major part of the game because we're going to have to be creating the Stargate project. You got to set up a factory if you want that. I mean, you can go and do it all in one ship, I guess, but it's way cooler, I think, to have some kind of really big industrial thing going on with it. All right, so let's see how this works. This robot arm, we're going to want to place, let's go with metal here, metallic minerals there, and we're going to go with copper. Maybe, honestly, we do two, because what if it's coming in too fast and we can't get it with one arm? Then the other one could have it. I feel like that makes more sense, doesn't it? I feel like it does. Let's do two metallic minerals here. Okay, and then on the other side, because we have more storage crates, we can leave a space. So we'll go 1 and then 2 again. And then we can put additional smart robot arms because I have more. We'll go like this, 1 and 2, and then this can be the copper. Okay, so we'll give that a shot. And then all the while we're making more tracks the whole time. So we can then bring this up even higher. And then what I'd like to see now, just as a any precious ore is going to get pulled off the track in this direction too, by the way. So I'm going to go up about like this, and then I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to say we go... should we go all the way around in a circle and bring it back? I want to see the drones. If the drones get put on the track, they need to be brought off the track. But for now, I'm just going to put a little stopper right here, and we'll see how it goes. So this is going to be copper. Just go ahead and put copper minerals. All right, copper minerals. Okay, these are going to look for the metallic minerals. Okay, metallic minerals. And then these ones here, once we install them, they will look for the copper stuff. So you're going to look for copper minerals and copper minerals. So ideally, we could turn this on now. The drones are going to pop out. They're going to go get that stuff, and it's going to end up, hopefully, on the track. There it goes. Okay, and we've got some stuff here. This is a copper mineral, and this is a tilium ore. We don't have an arm pulling tilium ore off of it yet. That's okay. One thing I can do then, just for now, is we can go into our tactical view, and I'm going to take the laser that's getting tilium. I don't know which one it is, so we'll just do this. I want the laser shooting tilium. There it goes. Will now just exclusively shoot copper. Okay? And then on this side, we've got exclusively metallic at this point. Okay. That's what we want to do. So let's go ahead and just have that be a thing. We'll go ahead and have tilium ore taken off the track. And the same thing with this one there. Okay, so now we can see the arms, right? They're paying attention. The copper is getting put into the storages here. If it's coming too fast, oh, because the minerals, right? The mining line, okay. If it's coming too fast, then the second one needs to take it, right? So let's just pull this off the line really quickly and let things recharge. And then we have this problem too, where if it hits the end of the line, what's it going to do? I want to see it be too fast for one arm. I think that right there. Yeah, that's a good example of it being too fast for one arm. Ah, this is copper minerals, but it's a bigger one. And then the drones are on the track too. We don't want that. So one thing we could do, I suppose, is we'll install another smart arm. And I think what we'll do is we'll have the smart arm go something like this. I'm going to say we're going to need quite a few of them, aren't we? Yeah, I think we just need a few of them. So I'll have, say one here and one here. If there is a drone, it gets pulled off that line and popped into our logistics drone storage right here. All right, and it's just gonna go here for the time being. So as we install these, all right, there's a little bit of setup here because all of a sudden the drones are just gonna, you know, take up all the space and stop the entire line, right? And we still have tilium ore coming in, which I guess makes sense since it is sitting out in space and I can't tell my drones not to go get it. So that makes sense. Go ahead and set that up. There we go. All right, so again, right here, they're gonna just identify whether there's a drone there, and then they're gonna pull it off the line. And actually, having the storage here is not a good idea. Right, not a good idea having the storage here. Now, I could actually just have a large storage. I mean, why don't we just put a big storage crate here? We could just do that. And then, you know, they get put in a storage crate. I guess that's better. I don't know. We're going to say that you are going to look for the drones, logistics drones. Same thing with you. You will be looking for logistics drones. Okay, so now if the drones get pushed in, that's good. We need something that pulls the... I might need another arm for pulling copper off the line at this point. I'm looking at this thinking that that's the case because it could come in too fast. So let's put another one here and another one here. Nope, not like that. Not like that. Like this. Put another one here and here and see if that makes any difference. I want you to be looking for metallic minerals, you to be looking for copper. And they're kind of clipping through each other, which I didn't really want to see, but it might just be the way it has to be. Are there any other smart ones? So I've got no more smart ones in inventory. Let's take a look and see if it's available to buy. We have smart arm here. They're 10,000 a pop. We can make them ourselves too eventually, but I'm going to buy them now just to get ourselves set up. So let's buy 4 more of these. And then I think I've got enough of those. We'll buy I don't need any tracks. I do need storages though. I feel like just more storages is always better. So we'll just grab a bunch of storage. Okay. So we've got that going. I'm going to go ahead and stop the assembler. We don't need any more tracks. It's kind of starting to fill up everything for now. And then I think one thing to do though, and I just got done saying I don't need any more tracks, but one thing to do maybe is to bring the track around into a loop. We could do it in like a big loop, which wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. So if I was to go like, say, like this, I know it's kind of messy, but let's say it goes up like this. And I'm kind of doing it backwards right now. It's okay. It's going the right direction. And then I just need to disassemble this one. And then I need to take this out, actually. I need to dismantle this one too, because it's in the way. This is a forbidden zone I can't build in, so that's why. All right, so the idea now is to take our track. We're going to place it here and then also like that. And then that should have the track going around in circles now. Yes, so we have you guys looking for logistics drones, and then you are storage for logistics drones. So let's see what happens here. It gets taken off the line. There it is. Now, some of them are getting through, but they're not getting through. Yeah, it's not the same. Now, we need other things. Anything that gets past this needs to be brought off too. At some point, we could also just leave these, and eventually all the logistics drones will end up in this crate, right? I don't know if that's the best call here. Since there is 3 spaces for this, I think I'm just to keep those drones off the mark. Oops, this way. Yeah, just to keep those drones from getting in the way, I'm going to go ahead and do this. But then there are other resources now too. You know, there's food on here for some reason. I have no idea why there would be food. Somehow they've gotten food in here. It's very silly. Let's go ahead and dismantle the fabricators for now. So dismantle fabricators and get them out of the way. So we're going to set up a production line right here as well. On this side, I want smelters. Okay, so there's going to be a smelter, and I'm going to put it... I'm hoping this is good. There are short arms I'm planning on using, so let's see if we can make this happen. We'll do something like this. And I think ideally it'd be better to put 2 of them together. Like 2 smelters would be better than 1, right? So I have to build them up. I might need more space. I might have things more compact. I have a tendency, if you've seen my videos before, if you've seen me play, you know, the factory kinds of games before, even workers and resources, really, you'll know that I have a tendency to put things too close together. And I am always trying to be as space efficient as possible with everything I do. And it doesn't necessarily give me the trade-offs, but for whatever reason, I just can't help myself. So we'll do this. And this is many smelters here, of course. And then the smelters are then going to put in here. We'll put another couple of arms there and there. And these will be larger storages for the ingots. And then it will move from ingot onto wherever production it's going to be later on. So we'll just build these really quick. You are going to be metal ingots. And you are going to be... Here we go. You are going to be the copper ingots. Okay. You are processing metallic ore. You are processing copper minerals. And hypothetically, I do this. We should see this start to basically work, with the exception of the battery being a problem. So we'll have all the stuff going into here. The drone should get taken off the line. We need something for precious ore. So let's do a smart arm again. This time we're going to go off to another storage that's over this way. So there's going to be 1, and then I'll space it out. I don't need to. 2, 3. So 3 arms for each resource to really just make sure that things can't get by it. I believe this one's not looking right now. Oh, it is. Oh, this one's not. Yeah. So we want the logistics drones. There we go. So any logistics drones that end up there, that's what we want to do with them. And then we have a small storage crate. We want 1. Is it here? Would this work? Or is it like this? And that's where I have it over here. So presumably it's going to work. So the precious ores will end up over here. There we go. If I can get the arms installed, there we go. So you are going to be precious ore, and of course all of you are looking for the precious. Right? Out there. The precious. I wish I could do that. Man, I wish I could do that voice better. It'd be super cool to be my own personal Schmeagle. There we go. Okay, so now logistics drones get pulled off the line when they come in. There's a fabricator there for some reason. Don't know. We'll go ahead and pull that off the line. I'm not sure why it's getting put on the track. There we go. And all of these guys get put in over here, and somehow that ends up there. So let's take the storages away here. I think it's because they're setting it down in this little spot here that's been marked for storage or something. I don't know why they're placing them there. That makes no sense. Why are you placing them on the track? Stop doing that. Okay. I mean, maybe there's a reason and I just don't know it, you know? Okay, so we got all this. Now, to get it in the smelter right now, our people are doing this. We don't want that. So we're going to take a short robot arm. These are much more compact. I like these. We're going to go 1, 2, and then 3, 4. And just in case it's in this storage, right? And that should be it. Now, we don't need to configure these because these are very simple. This is what I was trying to avoid. I was really trying to avoid having to buy fuel for this thing, which is why I've been investing in solar energy, and there's a bunch of solar right there. Let's get a little bit more fuel just to satisfy that need. And then let's also get some cables, yep, through here as well. Okay, so what we should see now is the arms should take it out of the storage and place it in here. It gets smelted, right? And then we'll want 2 more arms, or just 1 arm. At this point, I think just 1 arm is good because it's only 1 source. So we want the short robotic arms is what I'd rather have for this, just to keep things more compact. Short robot arm, 1, 2. I'll buy 2 of them for now. I can't really afford much more. Short robot arm. So we'll take the short robot arm, and this will go like this and like this. And of course, we'll hook those up to power like this as well. Okay. With our additional solar panels, let's go ahead and put those in place. We have, I think it's this one. Yeah, this way here, and then we want more on that side as well. And I'm going to edit this just to have more scaffold. It doesn't look like it's going to require me to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Here we go. And then over on this side as well, we're going to add some additional scaffolding that goes out probably about that far. And same thing here, about that far. And then we can also do an additional 2 rows out this way as well. So lots of solar power supplementing our needs for fuel as we get the fuel popped in here. But now we have this going on. And look at this is working. That's working. So if they put things in, it gets popped in there. And this thing should be constantly producing now, which is fantastic. We're not getting metal, probably because this ship showed up, right? And it is constantly blasting copper. And the cool thing about it is that I don't even have to mine. I got so many drones that this guy's going to blast copper, and I'm just going to go get it all. So I mean, hey, you know, it is, the situation is what it is, right? He could go anywhere else. He's choosing to hit here. This is entirely his choice. I don't think this is Scavenger's rules at all, okay? He's choosing to do this. All right, so the precious ore will come in here, of course, and then we want to smelt that into precious ingots. So we will do the same thing with that. Put a smelter in right about here. It could be here. Where was it? Right here, yeah. So we'll line this up and have it be here. And then we want the bigger storage tank. We want a larger storage tank for this, if I could. Logistics, large. I don't have the large storage tank anymore. It's not available. Okay, well, one of these could go. Like, we don't need the metal ingots here anymore, right? So we could actually just do that. Why not just dismantle this? And we can leave this smelter here for now. It's fine. This is a lot of copper ingots. That's okay. Copper ingots are also going in here. Then we're going to start processing the copper ingots and the metal ingots together to make more advanced things out of them. And this is just the beginning. So we can this can be ramped up and expanded. I can keep it going on and on, but this is like the initial stages of what I wanted to do. So I don't have this small robot arm, and I really was hoping to have that. So I'm gonna wait until I do, because I think I'm just gonna be picky about that. Yeah, we'll go like this, and then the cables, connect them all, which I wasn't even connecting. They're not even connected. See how good I am at this game? They're not even connected. All of these solar panels are not even working. I didn't even line this up, because that's also how good I am. Yeah, that's wild. I can't actually do that. You can't put a cable off of the scaffold, so I need to flip this in order for it to even work. So that's neat. I did all this work to get them in there, and they're not even connected. That should help considerably, I think, with our battery issues. We'll have to see how that works once I turn those on and get the mining lasers going again. We'll have to see how well that actually works in the end. Let's go ahead and install that last one, and this time we're going to make sure it is on the scaffold. It doesn't look like it's lined up, but that is how it needs to be lined up. So I think maybe this will... Oh, right. This line is not the power line. It's the center of the panel. So that is lined up. Yeah. Okay. All of those are good. All those are good. I think, I'm hoping anyway, I can turn my lasers on now and we'll see what happens. So if I turn the mining laser on now, we'll start getting a bunch of resources. And we are seeing, look at this. It is replenishing the battery. And so now this craft can continuously mine. And as we expand solar power, we will be able to do more of this. We'll be able to have more machines running at the same time, and we'll be using a lot less fuel. At the moment, we are still using fuel to do this at quite a rapid rate, actually. We're pretty much seeing the reactors working at maximum capacity, which is to be expected. But again, as I add more solar panels, this will change. Okay, so I want to install the small robot arm. You got it yet? Industry, small robot arm. There it is. One small robot arm, and I think that's it for now. And then I want a large storage crate too, but I don't have that. I already disassembled this one, so now I should have it. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do storage there. And then you are going to do precious ore. And then we will install the small robot arms, short robot arms, like so. And then I needed one more, don't I? I needed two of them. I'm not sure I have the money for that. I do. I have the money for it. So we'll do that. And then also short robot arm, like so. Oh, and then I do need one more. I need one more. Industry, short robot arm. There we go. And from this point, we can start making our own, right? We don't even have to, worry about it. But notice how, there's too much copper. All of our arms, we have 3 of them. All of our arms really can't handle it and how much we're bringing in, right? There's some metallic minerals. That's cool. We're getting some. But we could probably stop the laser from shooting the copper. Since this guy's doing it too, we got probably a lot of copper to look at here. So why don't I have... The only other thing to shoot down here is Tillium, and I don't have the setup for that yet, right? I've been working on getting that factory going, but I don't have the setup for that just yet. So we'll have to... I'll have to look at making sure that happens eventually here. So let's turn everything on. You're going to do precious ores. Yep. And then we'll have the short robot arm taking things from the smelter and putting them into storage. And then you are set to precious metals. There we go. So hypothetically, everything should work very well now, but clearly I need more copper processing production. So again, we would just expand that and go this way and make another line on copper, etc., etc. We would go near metallic minerals. We're gonna have to do more on that, but the hope is that we can then begin producing things with this stuff. And so that's where the fabricators and assembly tables and such will come in to play. So we can, let's say, maybe I set these. I wonder if I should use a track for this. Maybe. I'll think about that. As far as like a track on this side that brings it around to a production area here. So this could be all smelting here, and then this could be all producing over here, and then, you know, producing like separate lines. We have an area where we're doing one material, an area where we're doing another, etc. At the moment, we really just want to make a lot of frames. Procyon Cruiser, how you doing? 11k fuel now, pretty good. Do we have any more frames to turn in for our Stargate? We have a few. We need to get up to 200, and so, you know, we want to create those out of just, it's 2 frames. Yeah, an assembly table with 2 frames creates that. So we're going to go back to our Astral Temptress. I actually need money. You know what we could do? We could just sell a whole bunch of the stuff we have, because we don't need a whole lot of, like, I don't need this many copper ingots, for example, right? So I could get, you know, maybe this many for sale. 77,000 is pretty good. I can get the precious metals, although I would like to actually make these, use these to make my own solar panels. So that's the next thing I want to do, is expand, use my production capacity to do that. Would be nice. Give me a larger storage if I could please have one. No, only the small ones, eh? Okay, no problem. That's good for now then. We'll just get the 77k profit there and use that to expand everything. You need power. There we go. Yeah, so I can shut the lasers off for a bit, and we'll just let things process the way it is, because he's just there's so much copper out there, and I don't really need to add any more to the copper setup here. But yeah, I do want to set up another line for Tilium crystals, and then this isn't going to stay here, right? This will just keep going, right? And eventually it'll kind of wind in on itself probably, but so we'll have it coming back. But yeah, it's gonna continue on, and this track will end up being probably quite long. It might even continue this way eventually and work its way around to where it delivers to another line. But that's how factory stuff works in the last Starship. And there you go. Now you have a little bit of a very brief, not at all guide-like introduction to the automation process in this game. And we don't need a lot of people to do it anymore, right? Yeah. So now that I've shown you how this works, let me play it for a little bit, and I'll bring you back after like another hour or so of I need to do contracts and I need to do a bunch of other things to get money, and then we'll continue with producing the things that are necessary to keep the lights on while expanding our capacity. So something really rough that's been put together, right? So far, really rough. We have the metal ingots being taken from the storage here, being brought into 2 fabricators. Those 2 fabricators will then bring the frames this way into this storage, and then this arm will bring 2 frames here to produce 1 Stargate frame. And then the Stargate frames, you know, they'll need storage as well, which I haven't really bothered with yet. But let's put a storage crate right next to the assembler table, I guess, for now, because people are still needed for this. So the assembly table is not an automated thing. So people are still needed for this. Now, if I wanted to be a little more efficient here, right, we could then have, let's say, these frames could be placed on a track and then sent around, because frames are an ingredient for a lot of different things. So we need frames for a lot of different recipes, right, is what I'm saying. So frames are, I mean, you know, we have not motors, but the Stargate frames take 2 of them to create 1, which is why I've got a 2-to-1 ratio on that. I don't know what the production time is, but that's how I went with that. Frames are also used for things like solar panels. Example here too. You need 4 frames to create solar panels, and precious metals, and copper ingots. So we need to bring copper ingots out someplace else too. So this is where just like really just getting fine-tuned into like how it all works, and then working out where everything can go. And it's going to be an iterative process. I'll be constantly moving things around to expand capacity. Robot arms, we want to make our own. That takes 2 frames as well as the motor, which takes these 2 things. So I could create motors and have them set on a track, and then as it goes around the track, the correct arm or correct station will pull the motor off and begin making something out of those motors, right? So as we expand capacity and move this ship into someplace else that is going to be better for it, that's what we'll end up doing. And as soon as this thing can pretty much take care of itself without needing to burn a lot of fuel, that's when I'm going to move it to probably a better place. Where's energy? Can I Can't buy solar panels. Let's see if we can build them. So building solar panels, right? That's the frames, precious metals, and copper ingots to an assembly table directly, right? So I don't have another assembly table. I do. Okay, so precious metals are over here. Copper ingots are coming out over here, right? And if so, I just need to get them over here so we can create them. So maybe I take, for now, this could just be a manual thing. If we wanted to automate it, it would probably cost me more than, it would cost me some more, and then I'd have to move it later anyway because it's not like my full, my full production line or whatever. So I can just leave it here for a second. And these guys will go ahead and install this eventually. There we go. And then I will tell them to create solar panels with this. 4 frames, precious metals, copper ingot creates a solar panel. All right. So they'll pull them from the storages, right? They'll take things out of the storages and they'll move them where they need to go in that regard. And what I don't have right now is I don't have precious metals. I don't have a good source of precious metals. I've just got this one dude hitting copper minerals, I guess, over and over again is what I've got going on. So yeah, we need to get precious stuff, which is not here. Tillium copper down there. Tillium copper. I'm not seeing any precious ore in this area. It's all, tillium is still good, but it's not what I'm looking for. So there's a lot of metallic stuff here. There's more metallic minerals over here. This little miner is in range of us, and that's why I'm getting the metallic minerals too. Yeah, there are a lot of them are going off and getting that. But I don't have a lot of the precious metals, right? But they're still able to bring things manually over here and create solar panels. So I will be able to expand power production there. I like it. So now we need to bring this ship to someplace else that's a bit better to mine. I'm going to use the Procyon cruiser to try to locate a better location for that. So I'm going to say that I want to go into, let's say, you know what? We could clear out the hostiles in NG3. I don't know if that's an actual contract or not, but I could do that. These guys want to go to 4. These guys want to go to 10. These guys want to go to 13. Nobody's going to the same place. And then there's all these contracts here too. 33,000 to manufacture 15 stacks of copper ingots. That's huge, but I don't have the other ship here. I have to assign it to, I think anyway, maybe I don't. Hold on, let's try it. If I go like this and I accept. All right, now if I come back over to the other ship, can I turn it in? Can I turn it in here on this ship? I don't know if that works because I accepted it in the other area. So well, the shuttle looks like it's coming in, so maybe that would be nice. Yeah, it looks like that's the way it's going to be. I can deliver the copper ingots. Yeah, sweet, with this ship instead. That's fantastic. Okay. And don't worry about this walk. All right, they're not going to have this walk for. There's a lot of production will happen here, and final resources will happen, or will be over closer to here. Final resources will be like around here eventually, in the plans for the factory. Not that I actually have that worked out in my head of where, but I'm going to work them around on the tracks to make them over here. Eventually, there'll be this long, like finalized product track that Smart Arms will start pulling things off of it, and then that track will end in a loop. And the finalized products will just go into their storages for people to work with and deliver. But that does work. Cool. I can accept contracts with Procyon Cruiser and have that working somewhere else. Why don't we try this location? I mean, I'm armored out. I'm really... This ship is ready for war. It's ready for war. Also, somebody mentioned this. I didn't know this, so every once in a while, I don't know things, okay? I really don't. The weapons control center, it's configured. I have it on 2 railguns and 2 cannons. You have to configure these things. You can't just drop them in. So I have. So it is not a waste of space. It is actually doing things, okay? Let's get some things. We have hostiles inbound in 28 seconds. So nobody's here yet. We have the derelict fighter launcher over here. There's a predator over here. Lots of loot. Wow, I got extra suits. Some scrap metal, which isn't great, but all right. And then what's in this other one? That's not that one. That's a stranded ship that doesn't want to rescue, I guess. There's no contract for it. And there needs to be a contract for it in order for me to rescue them, because otherwise the docking port doesn't appear. That looks like it could be potentially like precious ores or something. Let's head over here and see what happens. I don't know when the hostiles are coming. I mean, I know when. I know when, okay? I don't know where, which direction they're going to come from. So for the time being, we're just going to go over there and see if... Well, I don't have enough time to do it because they're going to be here. So let's tell these guys to not salvage, not repair hull. Let's keep the drones inside the ship, and we'll see where they are. Where'd they come out in? Okay, they're right over here. There are 3 of them. We have a Class 2 Blue Tongue, a DRX Blue Tongue, and then a fuel barge and a mining rig. So these 2 aren't that big of a threat. We're going to want to focus our attention on the Blue Tongue. And so I'm going to tell my railguns to essentially just target this guy's ship the whole time and just pelt this thing in places where it's not armored and places where it has guns that can hurt me. So we're just going to try to hit that thing instead. That's where the railguns are going to be looking anyway. Let's go ahead and get ourselves turned around. Railgun range is... I wish it was longer, but it's okay. It looks like the other ships are probably going to get to me first. And I've been debating on putting guns, like rail guns, on my nose. I haven't done that yet, but I've been thinking about it. Let's go auto target here instead. Because, yeah, these other ships are going to be in here first. But I've been thinking about putting some on my nose, because then if I race towards the other ships or whatever, then that would help. We'll see. It looks like I draw too much power with the amount of railguns I have. Yeah. In between shots, my batteries do get drawn. So let's hold off on full throttle here for a second, so we can charge the railguns and go a little faster. This guy should be like toast by now. Well, he is now that he's in range of my cannons. I have way too many cannons for you, dude. Oh yeah, you're completely toast now. Goodbye. All right, mining rig is no more. Fuel barge is next. I don't know how that's still up. How are you still up? You should have been gone by now. There you go. Fuel barge is next, I guess. I would like the railguns, though, to focus on the big boy, but it's fine. He's right here in front of us. I can go a little faster. It looks like my power system's holding. No problem. I'm not researching anything right now. That might be a part of it. I did research automation to get the blueprint for making my own tracks. And then I've gone in now, and I guess we just completed the advanced tracks so I can have splitters. So now I can send resources to 2 separate directions, yeah? So I can have some of the copper go to one production line, some of the copper go to the other, etc. Needed splitters. Splitters are great. In a factory game especially, splitters are great. Let's send the railgun to this ship. I want all the railguns to focus specifically on his guns, if we can. No, these ones right here. Those 2 cannons right there. Can you disable those cannons by just focusing your fire on them? That's what I want you to do right there. You focus all your fire on those cannons. Yeah, railguns, do it. Bam, bam, bam. All right, did we get them? One of them's disabled. We got one. Oh boy. Let's get the other one. Right there. Eliminate those cannons. Right there. That's the one. Let's keep him in sight. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, that sucks. You can't even shoot me now. Okay, well, in that case, continue auto targeting and ready to go. So their cannons won't be able to touch me here, at least not until I get to their broadside. So if I could just stay in front of them a little bit longer. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. I mean, aside from the initial contact with that small ship and these tiny bullets, I wasn't even shot at. So, I mean, that's just sick. Well done. No need for battle stations anymore. We're good. And and we've taken down the hostiles in this area. Now, I thought this area, maybe I'm not seeing things correctly. I thought this area was an area for mining because it's near rocks. But I'm not seeing an asteroid belt here, so this whole process of clearing them out was entirely for the purposes of having this be a mining location, and that doesn't seem like something I can do anymore. Let's have you guys focus on the salvage, please, not the materials. I want to get all the good stuff before we start worrying about the scrap metal. Oh my gosh, they brought so much stuff back. Look at this. It's a bit of a traffic situation here by the drone base. I don't have a whole lot of storage space here. I should have more. I really should have more. What kinds of stuff am I storing that oh, precious metals, right? I took that out. I love that I have so much of it though, but I took the storage out of it. Let's switch this to precious metals. Yeah, switch this to precious metals. I'm not gonna really make Stargate frames with this anymore. I'm making them with the other one now, so we don't need to have storage dedicated to that. And then all of this storage space will become available for the drones. But there's so much. I just have so much stuff in this tiny ship. And it looks to me like, yeah, hostiles are inbound pretty soon, so we need to get you guys inside. Everything that's left is just scrap metal, so I need to get these drones inside. We're gonna go to someplace else. We'll go to 15 to see if there's good mining there. So you guys should need to get inside, please. Come on, guys. 4 more left. There you go. 3, 2. 2 more drones. Come on. Hostiles inbound. They're here. There's 3 enemy contacts just because I'm curious. What are they? We've got fighter launcher, so I'll have to deal with looks like 6 fighters at least. We got a fuel rat. That's not a big deal. And an exonerator. Okay, well, this one can hurt me. I mean, I think I can take it with how much weapons I have and armor, but that one can hurt me. I don't need to worry about it though, because we're jumping away. Goodbye. But it seems as though this area will always be hostile. Because once you clear the hostiles out, they just come back. So I think that's what those 2 areas are. And since there really isn't anything to mine there, I'm not sure there's a reason to even go there unless there's a contract for it. I'm not going to go there unless I'm getting paid. All right, let's take a look at this. I got a stranded ship that's all ruined. I'm looking for a good spot to set up my other craft. So this has metallic, antillium, copper minerals are there. We got more stranded ships, more copper. So here's copper and precious. I like that. Unfortunately, they're not in range of any metallic at the same time, but that's okay because we have other stuff over here. There's metallic ore and stuff over here, so I can always reposition the other ship. It's not bad. There's a good supply of precious ore here, so I think we could maybe move the ship over here. It's not a huge deal. Real quick, just let's go over to 14 just to see what that's like, and then we'll move our mining ship, which maybe I don't have storage for logistics drones. I haven't yet seen your comments related to the name for that other ship because I'm recording this before that one publishes. If you aren't aware yet, I record in advance to help my family, my life balance. So I record several videos in a single day, oftentimes 3 or 4 even in a single day, and then I have a structured release after that. So they, that's how that works. So I don't necessarily respond immediately to your feedback right when a video publishes because a lot of times I'm not able to. It's just the way time works. Okay, so there's precious ore here, copper there, metallic down here. This is this is where we want to be. This is awesome. Okay, we're bringing the ship to 14. It's in a nebula, right? No, it's not. These aren't running. Man, it certainly looks like it. It's just this haze. I guess it's not a nebula. It looked like it though. I was like, what the heck? There's no nebula here. Okay, so we want to go and get our other ship. and bring it to 14 instead. So that's what we're going to go do. And then the Astral Temptress, we should have a few solar panels now. We have 5 more. Let's go ahead and get those hooked up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll go to the other side with it. Why not? And 5. Of course, the cables are going to run all the way down, so I don't have to remember to do it later. There we go. All the way down, like so. So we'll add more there, and then once the Procyon Cruiser arrives, we're going to sell a bunch of stuff first, because I've got way too much stuff. So much stuff. So Procyon Cruiser is going to sell, I don't know, like more things. Just so many things. It's going to sell so many things. We're going to turn this direction. Let's get over there, and then we're going to set up a sale. I mean, I don't want to sell any of my ammunition or anything, but precious metals, I will sell a lot of them. I want to, use them to make more solar panels, but we're going to sell, like, say that many. Titanium crystals are useful to me. Just get rid of this is fine. Motors, lenses, I think I'll make my own. It's fine. Processors will make my own. It's fine. Space suits, I don't need 62 of them. I don't even need 20 of them, to be honest, but we'll keep 25 just in case. I don't need this many drones. I can transfer a lot of the drones to the other station though, so let's sell 424,000 worth, which is nuts. And then in the logistics, I'm gonna make sure the Astral Temptress gets, like, I don't know, like 30 more drones, I guess. I don't think it needs that many, but I'm just gonna give it to him. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Temptress, do you have anything else? You got one more. Let's put this solar panel right here. And what we want to see eventually is this. I want to see the fuel not ticking down. That's what I got to see. Right now, my output greatly exceeds my demand, but that may not be the case later. And then look at this. We have all this Titanium ore. We got to get this off the belt. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we want robot arms to do this too. Take this off. And this is the part where I probably expand that up to here. So I think I'll dismantle this. Let's go ahead and tell these guys no longer to salvage anything. Let's just have the drones come back inside. I mean, there's so many drones. It's cool. You guys all just come on inside. I don't need to be out there right now. And then the Procyon Cruiser is gonna get queued up for a jump to NG-14, and you are coming with me. So we got one crew in space. That's fine. We got trades. We'll have them all complete, and then both of these ships will jump to 14. And then that's where we'll set this up, because I think with the fabrication, as long as we're making like a lot of the solar panels and stuff ourselves, I don't think I need to have access to trade with this ship. This ship should just be able to take care of itself. We can also put some additional solar on this side, make it real nice and big as a big old mining platform. I might need to take this back here to make it wider so I can expand the hull, kind of have the, oops, wrong ship selected. Expand the hull, right? So I might bring it out maybe about this far just to give it, a lot more space for, mass manufacturing, but we'll see. May not be necessary either. All right, waiting for the trade to finish. There we go. Everything's good. All drones inside. All right, and we're done jumping. So now the Temptress is going to go and find that nice spot for it to mine, which is like right over here. Super good. Just kind of get yourself in there, Temptress. Now, all these things are done. The mining laser's off. I'm not sure what these drones are doing. They're joining me. Are we still making deliveries from the Procyon Cruiser? Is that what's happening right now? Let's go fleet formation so Cruiser comes with me. and we'll just head over here. So position is pretty important. I want to be able to hit precious ores, metallic ores, and copper. Those are the 3 that I want to be able to hit consistently. And it looks to me like if I positioned right here facing this way, I guess it doesn't matter what way I'm facing, but yeah, I think I want to position like right here, pointed like this, so that my laser can hit this metallic and precious ore here on this side, and then we can hit copper minerals, precious ore, metallic ore. We got access to these over here too. There's a lot here, so I like this. Yeah, mining lasers are targeting, but that's okay. And we can go ahead and stop the fleet formation now. And let's get ourselves pointed just a little bit here. I'm going to angle it about this way. And it looks like we can probably go, yeah, about here is good. Yeah, and then we'll just kind of scoot just a little bit. That's pretty good. We can head down just a tad. And this is a pretty good spot. I do want to be able to hit that later. So the laser just needs to be able to see it, and I think it can from here. So I think right about here is a great mining spot for this ship. Definitely. This is going to work. And then as far as all this Tilium ore, as far as that goes, I could take a robot arm and just have it pulled off of the track. And then these guys will move it to a storage bin. I don't know if I even have one for it. This is copper ingot storage. I'm going to swap this to the Tilium ore storage. Tilium ore right there. So they'll undo this. And then this one here, I think maybe we'll have it process Tilium ore. Why not? Into the crystals. And then we have storage for crystals, which I don't have yet, but that's okay. We'll just say that this is a Tilium crystal storage for now. That's fine. I do have a robot arm. So what I'll do is I'll take this arm and have it pull the ore into this storage. It'll be fine. Eventually it'll all come off the track because of that. We can actually do 2 if I wanted. Yeah, let's just do 2 robot arms because I have it. So we'll put 2 robot arms there, hook it up to power. It'll end up in here, and then these guys will have to manually move it over to this. Unless I have robot arms. Yeah, we'll just do that. Let's just dismantle this for now. I mean, it's kind of silly, but it's a temporary thing to get this off the track is what I'm doing. All sorts of extra stuff here that doesn't need to be there. Let's get rid of this storage too. There should be no storage zones in this area, just to keep this nice and clean. Yeah, so all the Tilium ore can now be brought in here, and it'll eventually get it off the track. This Stargate frame doesn't need to be there too. I don't know how that stuff ends up on the track. It's kind of weird. These guys are putting it there, right? I just don't know the logic behind doing that. So the smelter, we'll place you here. That's fine. And then the robot arm from this side, we'll take it and just set it down, and it'll be in the storage zone, or these guys will move it into the storage zone. It's fine. So we'll just do this for now as like a temporary solution to this problem. There we go. So everything will get brought off of it. We're going to go Tilium ore production, and then you guys will just end up putting it on the ground, and then these guys can put it into storage for now. It's okay. For the time being. I probably should give the Tilium crystals to the Procyon cruiser because we're going to be using them to create FTL fuel, but then this is full anyway. I've just got so much stuff already. So many logistics drones. There's just no reason to have them. Over here, I should just give them... I should give even more of them to the Temptress. You should have like 60. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll give you 15 more. And you know, the only reason I'm doing that is because if somebody else is, and honestly, I should have more drone bays if I'm going to do that, right? I really should have more drone bays. Well, either way, Temptress, go ahead and do your thing. We're going to have you do this. All the drones will then pop out and get their stuff going too. That's the wrong, nope, it's the wrong thing. Don't do that. Gotta go here. You do that. There, all the drones come out. And then the mining lasers need to be targeted. I want the mining lasers on this side to hit copper. And, you know, we could hit copper and metallic on this side. That's cool. This side should be hitting precious ore. Yep, we'll have you hit there, I guess. And then the other one should not be hitting, don't be hitting thallium. Just hit precious ore on this side. It's fine. All right, so we'll hit precious ore on that side with both lasers. Nope, I think I picked the wrong one. Wait. No. You are hitting precious. Yeah, and then you are hitting precious as well. Both of you hit that. Don't hit the thallium. Yeah, that's good. And then you two are hitting metallic and copper. I think that's good. Yeah. That looks correct. All right, sweet. So we're going to do that. And then we don't have any more of the solar panels. I do want to go ahead and get my assembly table back and have them making more solar panels. So we'll just go ahead and place this down. That's fine. Logistics. I can take the Thallium crystals to the Procyon cruiser and then just have them sell it. It's probably what I'll do for the time being. But there's a lot of stuff to collect and a lot of stuff to sort and a whole lot of stuff happening in here now. The initial stages, right, is what we've got. And I've got this assembly table to produce anything else I need. So if I need more robot arms, you know, things like that, I can make my own robot arms. It takes 2 frames and a motor. I have to make motors, of course. So we can look to do that too, set that up as a production, or I can just, you know, have it trade and go get it somewhere. It does look like we're low on fuel here. So what I'm going to do is in the logistics, because it's pretty easy to do and the other ship is making it very easily, is I'm going to have you send... I can't have you send fuel. Yeah, you can't send fuel. So I need to have fuel be bottled. We need bottled fuel. So what we'll need to do for that is to have a loader, which you don't have. I don't have a loader anywhere. I was going to disassemble one, but this is an oxygen loader. It's very specific. And yeah, I need to get a loader. So that's fine. I'll just go get a loader. I'll bottle up a whole bunch of fuel for it and I'll bring it back over here. But that's the introduction. That's how things work. Okay. A little bit of a long video, but you kind of see where I'm going, hopefully. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.